My name's Tom Phelps, and I'm your guest on Music Studio Live.
Coming up on this episode of Music Studio Live.
I don't wanna be dependent on your...
Wait, so you're already a hired songwriter at 14?
I mean, that's what happened with like music technology in me. You know,
Yep.
I started off asking. I asked someone. Now I look back on it, and it was a stupid question. But
There are no stupid
I said,
questions.
that's a nice sound desk you got there, and he was like, it's a controller. Yeah.
At home, you don't have 25, 14 to 16-year-old girls screaming at you like you do here?
Oh no, I do.
Rolling. Here we go. Hi guys, my name is Darrell. I'm a drummer and producer, and I started a podcast with my friend Sarah called Music Studio Live. Together, we talk with singer-songwriters and music makers about all things related to music. We hope you enjoy the show, and here we go. Hi guys, welcome to Music Studio Live, episode 6, and our guest is Tom Phelps. And yes, I just went 6. This is Sarah Hadeka.
And that's Darrell Nutt.
I'm Darrell Nutt. We have an awesome show for you today. This kid is, as you know, 14 years old. And he's from London, England. He's from across the pond. And he is writing amazing songs. He's only been doing it a few years.
Which, in the whole scheme of things for him, is a long time, actually.
It's a long time, but that's what pop stars are made out of these days, teenagers. So it's a great interview, and we learned a lot about his everyday life in boarding school, which I didn't even really know what that was.
I don't know how he does it.
He writes every day, he says.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If I had that discipline when I was his age.
I didn't have that discipline until about 16. So speaking of age, you brought a picture of you at 14.
It was 13.
Or 13, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put a picture up of me, which you I guess you won't be able to see it. It's I think I'm around maybe 10, 11. So
Okay.
I couldn't really find 14. But I'm holding a trophy. I'll put it up on the screen of a talent show I won. I think we talked about it on one of the episodes.
I was going to say, is that the first
It
gig
was the
basically you ever played?
First thing I ever won.
Yeah, and was it the bottle of wine or something?
It was that thing, yeah. I believe it was
Yeah,
that.
okay.
And it had a trophy with it, too.
Oh, funny. Do you still have it?
No. No. We moved millions of times since then.
I think I might have told you my first ever trophy. Did I tell you?
The golf one?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. So let's see the photo.
I still have my golf trophy.
Of course
it's
you
very
do.
Exciting.
Let me see this photo.
Okay, hold on. Let me see which one I brought to you. I'm going to show you just one, though.
So this is 13-year-old Sarah.
I'm turning red from this. Look.
You look so mature at 13. I'll put it up on the screen. Wow.
Check out that phone.
Yeah, and the computer screen.
And the computer. Yep.
Yep. Bangs. You got some little bangs going on
I
there.
have really short hair. It was super
Cool.
short. So here.
Very gorgeous woman.
Here's another one.
Oh, cool.
Isn't
Yeah, you
that
had the
funny?
pixie cut going on.
I did.
Cool.
Someone's drinking some Dunkin' Donuts.
So at
behind me.
13, man, you don't look 13 in that picture, but just
That's the scary thing.
that's the scary thing.
Yeah.
So at 13, how far into music were you at that point?
I mean, I had been playing piano since I was really small.
Oh, okay. So
Like
it
at
was part of
4.
your life.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and this was actually this second photo. That was in a car. I was going to say I would go on band trips all the time
right,
and things
right,
like
right.
that. And I not at that point yet. I hadn't picked up the French horn, but I was playing like mallet percussion.
Oh, cool.
In the band in school and
Yeah.
doing, all states and things like that.
Well,
So
cool.
Yeah, it's funny though because I just really never sang.
Yeah. Not at that point.
Yeah, I mean, like my whole throughout high school and whatnot, I just really never sang. It wasn't until college when I went to
Karaoke.
Yes.
I knew it.
It's so funny, but this is weird. I went to my friend Travis and we were both French horn majors at Ohio State. And we went to McDonald's one day, right?
Okay.
We're poor college students. And we go to McDonald's and for some reason they had a karaoke booth.
In McDonald's.
What? Like it was really strange. So he was like, hey, Sarah, go sing a song because he had heard me sing in the car and
Yeah.
things like that. And so I went in and I sang Lady Marmalade, and I'll never forget. Like, it was this glass karaoke booth. It was bizarre. They're like, what? There wasn't anyone else.
So it wasn't a stage.
It was just a
or anything.
computer screen, basically.
Gotcha. Karaoke machine.
A machine.
Booth,
yeah.
booth.
But, you know, this was like 2001, 2002. So, I mean, this was like technology still wasn't really that great at that point.
Yeah.
But anyway, I sang Lady Marmalade, and there were a billion people that appeared that were standing around this glass wall that I was
And that's the
inside
beginning of,
alone.
The beginning of
That
your
was,
career.
That was the beginning. It really was. It was so weird. So anyway, yeah. So then, because I did that, and I got a CD from it, it burned you a copy.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Now, of course, I spilled acid or something on that CD. I don't know. Like, I still have the CD, but it's all messed up.
Oh.
Won't work. And anyway, so from there, I was working at Applebee's. And
I made an Applebee's reference to you earlier
you
today,
did,
and I
actually.
didn't know that.
I was working at Applebee's for a little while. And one of my coworkers was like, hey, Sarah, after he heard the CD, I brought it in. He's like, you should try out for this local radio station's
Oh, and you told that
Columbus
story. Yeah.
Idol thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that's ridiculous. So a few days go by. He's like, Sarah, just do it. So I decided I would. And I ended up winning it. It was awesome. It was the greatest thing ever.
And how old were you then?
I was in college, so I was probably, it was before.
19?
Yeah,
19?
like 20 probably, because I spent 1 year at a college in Vermont because I had no clue what I wanted to do with my life. So, and then I went.
Usually people that don't have a clue what they want to do go into marketing or communications.
Well, listen, so I was a music major, and then I changed to finance
Yeah.
because I figured that I needed
Not
to
a
make
bad
some
move for a
money.
musician.
So, yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Well, cool. Well, we hope you enjoy this episode. Tom is awesome. We just fell in love with the guy. He's so cool. And
I just want to call him Michael, though.
Michael?
Michael Phelps.
Oh,
The swimmer.
The swimmer.
I just like. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's funny. And he is tall and skinny
Yeah.
like Michael Phelps. But, well, again, we want to have you go to our website, the Music Studio Live. I am so bad at this.
No,
MusicStudioLive.com or find our channel on YouTube. And also Patreon. If you subscribe to Patreon and it's $3 a month only.
only $3. That's
$3
less
a
than
month.
Starbucks, guys.
That gets you access to all the bonus features of our show, the bloopers, every guest. We have an extra musical song that only the subscribers to Patreon can view and listen to. Photo galleries from Evoke Studio, our photographers. And it's only $3. I might even do it. Oh, wait.
I know.
I
Maybe
have access
should.
to it already, so I don't need to do it. But guys, thank you for watching the show. Would you like to have access to extra songs from our guests, photo galleries, bloopers and outtakes, and behind-the-scenes footage? Well, you can. You can go to patreon.com/musicstudiolive and select the Backstage Pass tier. It's only $3 a month, and you'll have access to every bonus feature from every episode that we have. So go now and get your Backstage Pass to Music Studio Live. That's patreon.com, patreon.com/Music Studio Live. You're tuned into Music Studio Live. Welcome to Music Studio Live. We have Tom Phelps,
Hi, thank you for having me.
great
Yeah, thanks for
singer-songwriter
coming.
from London. And cool thing about him is he's 14 years old.
I actually, when we were playing the music just a little bit ago, I for some reason thought you were 16. And then I think Brian had asked how old he
Yeah.
is. And he said 14. And I was like, whoa. Just those 2 years just shocked me for a moment.
So Tom, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
We had a great time playing your songs.
Yeah, super fun.
You're
They're amazing.
you're a great songwriter, and you're a great singer and great guitar
Yeah.
player. I mean, at 14,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
it's funny how I'm probably older than your parents, and you're 14, and somehow our age difference can still bond through music.
Right.
And the fact that I'm still 14 in my brain, I think, has something to do with it.
I'm
too.
12 in my brain. So I'm stuck on 12 for some reason.
So let's ask you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Myself.
Yes.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Well, I
14.
want to know, okay, how long have you been playing guitar? How long have you been singing?
Those are the standard questions.
Well, but that's
All
what
right, we'll get
everybody's
'em out of the way.
wondering.
We'll
I
get 'em
mean,
out of the way.
that's how kind of, you've talked about it
Yeah.
with yourself, and
Yeah.
I've talked about it too. I want to know.
So what got you started?
So playing guitar and singing, I started probably when I was 11 or 12. So not
So
that
really
long.
not
that
long.
long.
And I started that because I went to this party and I had this really cool music teacher called, I won't say his name, but
If you want to respect him, you could say his name.
Mr. McWilliams.
There you go.
And he did this thing where he was sitting in a bar and just playing some songs, and everyone was crowding around him.
Yeah.
Singing along and having a good time. And
that's great.
I was there, and I was 10 or 11, quite young, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to play guitar, and I want people to have that musical interaction with people, just because it looked like so much fun.
Right.
And so probably that summer I picked up my guitar, which I had bought a few years earlier.
So you had a guitar.
Yeah, I bought it when I was when I was in what grade? You say grade here? Grade 5.
Yeah, you say grade 5. We say
Okay.
5th grade.
Yeah,
we reverse it.
Yeah, okay. I sang this song. I sang Your Song by Elton John.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's when I knew I wanted to do the kind of music thing.
Awesome.
So I bought a guitar then. I didn't touch it for a few years, and then eventually I came around to it.
That one gig got you really excited about it.
Yeah.
Okay. How were you in the bar at 10 or 11 years old? I'm just kidding. Just joking.
We all go to bar restaurants when we're kids.
Yeah, it
True.
was just it wasn't like an adult bar. It was
Gotcha.
It was a child-friendly bar.
Family friendly.
Yeah.
So who inspired you that's on the radio? I'm going to
Right,
guess
yeah.
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran is obviously way up there
Yeah.
for me.
With everybody, I think.
One that a lot of people they hear and they're like, whoa. I am a massive fan of Nirvana.
Oh, interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. I love
Good songwriting.
Absolutely.
song
Yeah.
structure.
Brilliant.
Kurt Cobain is one of my favorite musicians
Yeah.
in the world.
Well, Dave Grohl's one of my favorite musicians.
Yeah,
in the world.
I'm
he's
sure.
great. Yeah. So that's more of a recent inspiration though for my music. And another recent one, there's a really talented writer that I found through some songwriter friends just suggested him to me, and I really like him. A guy called Phil Plested. And
heard
he's
of him.
you haven't, but you've heard a lot
I've
of
heard his
songs he's
songs,
written.
yeah.
Interesting.
And he has an amazing voice, and he's just a really good singer. And
I'll
I just
look him
love
Yeah.
small artists like that who
Yeah.
just they're just so talented,
Cool.
Yeah.
So how many hours did you put in, or do you put in, because you're still young, on the guitar and on writing?
That's a good question.
Well, let me start over. What's your day like? Because you're in
Okay.
school, you're 14.
Yeah.
So explain your day, because I want to know when you play guitar and when you
Yeah.
work
I mean,
on
the
music.
average school day,
Yeah.
probably, I go to lessons, and lessons end, 12, maybe 1. And
Now, are these music lessons?
No,
Oh,
just an ordinary
just
lessons,
regular
yeah.
school.
Then I'll do an hour or 2 of music. Then I have
Wow.
more lessons to go to, and then when I should be doing prep, I probably do music.
That's what I wanted to
Homework,
hear.
Yeah.
Music.
Music, and then the teachers get angry at me, but I don't really care.
Right.
It's that kind of thing. But when I'm on holiday, I just spend the whole day writing songs and
Yeah.
doing whatever. I have a little home studio that I have, and I just record and write when I'm there.
So the songs that we learned, where were those recorded? Were those recorded in a studio at somebody's house or at school, or?
Rough was recorded in a studio. I was
Because they sound great.
Yeah, they do.
quality-wise, too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Then the other one was just in my bedroom. I made that.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that a
Really?
drum loop then?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it
Because
was.
the reverb on the bass drum and stuff is pretty cool. From
Yeah.
a production
Yeah,
standpoint, it's
yeah.
very
absolutely.
modern and
Well,
and not something you would choose.
I use
immediately.
I use Logic,
Right.
and they have this really cool kind of like automatic drummer thing.
Yeah, and you can
Right.
change the
and you can adjust
complexity
it,
and everything.
and and so I use that, and then I run it through some SSL plugins, and it sounds great every
Awesome.
time. So,
So, and you're playing everything on that recording.
yeah, I play everything on both of the recordings.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that song, Brian Sutherland that helped us on that song, he is a fantastic cello player.
Yeah.
So I was going to have him I asked him if he could play cello on that, and he didn't bring his cello down when he came this time. He didn't know. He said he would love to. If we could find a cello, that would have been great for that
Yeah.
song.
Right,
but it was just
right.
like 2 days ago. There was no way to find. How do you ever just find a cello?
Yeah.
So, but anyways,
You ask me.
did you have a cello?
Well, I mean, I know people. Come on.
You're too busy with Christmas
Yeah,
and
true.
babies
Thanks.
and houses and things. So. Are your songs influenced by relationships that you've had? Because you're only 14. Or are they by observing other people? Or are you just picking words that sound good? Because sometimes that works too.
You know, it's a lot of all three, really. I mean,
Okay.
when I co-write with people, for example, Ruff,
Yes.
she gave me all the ideas and the context
Okay.
that she wanted the song to be about.
She's a fantastic singer too.
Yeah, she's really talented.
Want to say her name?
Yeah.
Annie Mae.
Yes.
You can find her. Yeah, but she gave me all the ideas she wanted, and I kind of tried to bring that into my experience.
Wait, so you're already a hired songwriter at 14?
I mean, I wouldn't say hired. I do it.
Right.
You know, people will send me their songs, and I'll adjust whatever I want to adjust.
That's
and
awesome.
stuff. But yeah, it's fun, good fun.
Yeah.
And but for Ruff, I just kind of wrote it based on what she wanted, and then the other one was based off of personal experience. But you know,
You want to elaborate on that at all?
no, I don't think
no?
that's
Okay.
necessary. Yeah.
So what do you? What's your goals in the future? I mean, are you going to go to college?
I mean,
His dad is in the
Yeah.
room with us, so we're gonna just wash over that question. Okay. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah.
Let's see, how many years would that be till you're out of college?
5 years time. All right. So, I want to start gigging more in London.
Okay.
Because I don't do a lot of gigs over there, and ideally, I'm working. I've just finished writing my album.
Oh, wow.
I'm releasing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to release an album called The Half, and it's
Okay.
going to be half of the album, and then I'm going to release the whole.
2 EPs, yeah.
Yeah, 2 EPs more or less, just because it's too much to record a whole one with school going on and everything like that.
Right.
So I've written half of it so far, and I'm going to try and record and release that early next year, and then
These songs will be on that.
yeah, not Rough because that's not my
It's
song,
already out,
but yeah. The other one will be, and then this is actually the first time anyone's heard the other song so far. So it's the first time I've played it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Okay, Tom, you just did a gig in Naples.
yes.
It was in a little pub type situation. It was supposed to be outside, and the weather didn't work out. So
Yeah.
let me ask you a question here, and this is actually inspired by Michelle, our friend that's here. When you play for an audience that's very captivated in what you're doing, it feels amazing. We all experienced that before. But when you play a public place where people are drinking and talking and having their own conversation, and you're in the background, is it hard for you at your age, because you haven't performed a lot, is it hard to concentrate? Do you feel that you need to demand a little more attention?
Yeah.
Or are you accepting of it?
Well, I find that when I'm performing for people who are having their own conversations and whatever, it's not as nearly as good as
When somebody's watching
when
you,
someone's
yeah.
watching,
Right.
yeah. But when you're performing for it gives a nice opportunity to work on your projection, your performance. You can try things.
You feel
that-
you want to command
It's
a
a
little
paid
bit more.
practice.
and you can try things that you'd never usually try when the audience is captivated, because they're not going to notice if you mess up.
Sure.
Right.
And so there are some positives and negatives. I don't mind it. It's fun.
Well, you're putting in the hours. That's
Yeah,
the important
exactly,
part.
yeah.
How often would you say you're performing in public or
I
private?
performed
suppose?
quite a lot at school.
Okay.
So that, 3 or 4 times a month
Oh,
at
wow.
school.
Oh, good.
And then at home I don't do as nearly as much as I'd like to be doing. But
No, let's get that straight. You're not like living at home going to school.
no, I go to boarding school.
You're in boarding school.
Yeah.
And which I don't think a lot of people in the States really know what that is.
Right.
Yeah, no, so I sleep at school.
You sleep at school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I go to school for 3 weeks, and then I come home at the end of the 3 weeks and spend 2 or 3 days at home, and then go back to school for another 3 weeks.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's
So
interesting.
Wow.
It's very interesting.
It's sort of like, I don't know, I would think it'd be like a little bit of a vacation, but it's a really long vacation that you're working and learning and...
Yeah, but eventually you start going
It
back
feels
to the
like home.
vacation. You're like, oh, you know,
yeah.
I don't want to be here. The first time I went, it was like, oh my god, yeah, I'm so excited because I got to meet new people,
Sure.
you know, try new
Right.
things. But then just got a bit.
It gets old quick.
Yeah. But you know, it's I have to do it. I
Yeah,
to
you
go
have to
school,
do it.
so, you know,
Right.
and it's not that much. It's not worse than going to day school, just like ordinary school. So
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you're still putting in the time with music. That's
yeah.
what you would do when
Mhm.
you got home
and
anyway.
I get to use these great music facilities that the school has.
Oh, perfect.
Because they have, you know, small recording studios and
Oh, wow.
That's
all
great.
sorts of stuff.
I want to
so-
go to that school.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's good
I wish
fun.
I had that.
Well, I noticed there's a school right outside the studio here, and the cars line up for the
Yeah.
kid pickup. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, wow, at my age, what a burden it would be to have to go to school every day. And then I'm like, you're an idiot. You come to the studio and work all day. It's kind of the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm learning stuff here, YouTube. I'm learning stuff all the time. So I don't know what my point was, but
I mean, I guess it's not as much forced kind of
yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
It's fun. You get,
I come
you
here
get to
because
do
it's
what you
fun
love.
and I like
Right,
doing
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
don't have deadline. Well, you do.
I
kind
do.
of
I
have
have
deadlines,
clients that were calling me while we were recording wanting their
True,
stuff. So
true.
well, I find that if you have deadlines, it makes it easier to work,
yeah.
especially on music. Because
I agree
Yeah.
with that, actually.
yeah, if you have some, I want my song done by the end of this month.
Agreed.
You
Right.
finish it by the end of the month. You know. Yeah.
Otherwise, when it's open ended, it's a creative
keep putting it
process.
off.
So
Yeah.
it's that, and you might work on it a little bit, and then you feel okay. I'll get inspired later. It'll
yeah.
be better if I.
Yeah,
let
you
it
feel
kind of-
overwhelmed if you have more
Yeah.
time sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
interesting.
You hold me down, you should be holding me up. It's got me thinking about how there used to be love. Why do you push me away? Why do you make our love cold? Our story has just begun, now our story's getting old. It's not that I need you, because I don't. I'll be fine doing things on my own. I don't wanna be dependent on your love. I just wanna be the one you're thinking of. And it hurts me to know I'm not enough. Well, I guess these waters, they were always rough. Now I'm through, sun chasing cars just for you. I thought I knew who you were, but now I'm really not sure anymore. And you can never say that I was right when you were wrong. And if we went out on a date, all your friends would come along. It's not that I need you, because I don't. I'll be fine doing things on my own. I don't wanna be dependent on your love. I just wanna be the one you're thinking of. And it hurts me to know I'm not enough. Well, I guess these waters, they were always rough. Gotta stop calling my phone. Not interested in your half-hearted apologies. I'm better on my own, on my own. I don't wanna be dependent on your love. I just wanna be the one you're thinking of. And it hurts me to know I'm not enough. Well, I guess these waters, they were always. I don't wanna be dependent on your love. I just wanna be the one you're thinking of. And it hurts me to know I'm not enough. Well, I guess these waters, they were always. I not dependent on your love. And I know that I'm the one you're thinking of. Does it hurt you to know you're not enough? Well, I guess these waters, they were always rough.
For more information on Tom, visit his SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/Tom Phelps and his Instagram at Tom P. Phelps.
This is Music Studio Live.
What would you like to ask Tom?
Well, I guess, do you find any differences between playing over in England versus playing over here?
Yeah, I mean, English people are a lot more kind of reserved about
Stiff.
it. Yeah. It's not nearly. It's way more fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
At home, you don't have 25, 14 to 16-year-old girls screaming at you like you do here?
Oh no, I do. No, it's you definitely get more of the 25 to 14-year-old,
25?
12 to 14, 16.
What is the age of consent?
I don't know.
18?
Well, here it's 18. Over there it's 16, so I get confused.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. But
I didn't mean that to be creepy, sorry.
no.
Leave it to Daryl.
Oh, boy.
No, but it's a lot more. English people are more reserved about watching
Right.
performance. So at the end of a song, you won't get a massive like, "Oh yeah," you know.
Yeah.
You'll get like a.
It's more. Yeah, I can see that.
But it's still fun. It's a good experience to perform anywhere. So
Yeah.
I have a buddy of mine that lives in London that I will hook up with you. He's, have you heard of a band called Steely Dan?
I feel like I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your dad has.
Yes.
They were popular in the 70s, 80s, and then had a resurgence anyway in the 90s. But one of their guitar players is a dear friend of mine, and he produces people. So I will put in a
great.
word for you and
Thank
see if
you.
Maybe he can put you in the right direction with somebody in your
That
own
would be
hometown.
amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, I just thought of that.
No, thank you so much.
Okay.
That'd be great.
You can pay me later.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have any more performances while you're here? You're trying to get something on New Year's. I
Yeah,
remember.
trying to get something on New Year's, and then I think I might try and play Lowbrow again before we leave.
Yeah, wonderful.
Just that
Cool.
pizza place because it's fun.
Yeah,
but
and you're playing. Yeah, you're playing.
yeah.
At your age, I actually, when I was 16 and 17, I rented a storage unit, and I played drums for about 12 hours a day,
Wow.
all summer,
Yeah.
every day, because it
Wow.
was that people stored their boats there, so I could make noise and everything. And when you put that time in, at your age, it's so easy to soak up as much as you can.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're doing that.
I mean, I think
I can't do that now. I can't spend 12 hours playing drums anymore.
I mean, I'm a firm believer in the 10,000 hour rule.
Yeah,
you
good.
put
I was going to
10,000,
mention that. Yep.
You will.
It is
really,
true.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of guitar, I for the first 2 years I played it, I put 4 hours in a day at least.
Wow.
And for the first 2 years I did that, and I got better and better and better and better. And since then, I just kind of haven't gotten any better.
Isn't that funny?
Because I don't really, I all the stuff I know how to play on guitar, I don't need to know anything.
You learn for your songs.
Yeah,
You're not
for,
writing, you're not
I mean,
doing
for the
covers. That's
sort
it.
of stuff I write, I don't need to know anything, really fancy or hard to play. I just have to be able to play a few basic chords. You
Yeah.
only need 4 chords to write a pop song.
It's
There you
true.
go.
It's
So-
You got that minor chord, you're good to go for
Yeah.
the rest of the
Yeah,
song.
exactly.
So were you self-taught then, basically, on the guitar, or did you have somebody who actually?
No, I mean, I started off being self-taught.
Okay.
So for the first summer, I taught myself on YouTube. Just
Right,
watching
it's
loads
amazing
of videos.
YouTube
how-
is unbelievable.
Yeah,
how
really
that-
cool. And then I had this.
I just said YouTube is unbelievable. I'm an idiot. Go ahead.
But then I had this really like incredible guitar teacher for a year and a half.
Was that Mr. McWilliamson?
No, Mr. McWilliams.
Mr.
He taught me. He taught me when I went to school in New York because I lived there for 6
Okay.
years.
Oh,
then
you
I
lived
moved
in New York.
Yeah, and then I moved over to England, where I went to my dad's school because my dad's a headmaster there.
Your dad's a headmaster
Yeah,
at a school,
I know, right?
and you're not at that school, are you? No.
Not anymore. I used
You
to.
were.
God. Anyway,
Your dad's pretty cool, though. I'm sure he's a great headmaster.
maybe.
No, not so much.
Whatever.
You might need a ride home, buddy.
Yeah, maybe. So I started guitar lessons there, and I had a teacher called Mr. Owen, and he's to this day one of the best guitarists I know. Incredible, and he taught me. He got me up to where I am now, and then I moved schools and have this new guitar teacher now who's great to jam with. He's not, he hasn't taught me anything because I don't really.
Right.
I'm quite difficult to teach as a person.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go at your own pace,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, I don't learn anything unless I want to learn it, and teachers find that really
Well, you
challenging.
will get to the point where you will ask somebody about something, and it will open a door,
Yeah.
a wide open door, and you'll get all kinds of stuff.
I mean, that's what happened with like music technology in me.
Yep.
I started off asking. I asked someone. Now I look back on it, and it was a stupid question. But
There are no
asked.
stupid
I said,
questions.
that's a nice sound desk you got there, and he was like, it's a controller. And then ever since then, I've just been like, I've researched on every sort of mixing
Wow.
console you can get.
So you're getting into the production side
yeah,
of stuff.
yeah.
too.
No, I really. That's my backup.
Yeah.
If my music doesn't work
Yeah.
out, I'd love to just produce people's music.
See, we have more
Yeah.
more in common than you think.
Yeah.
That's my route. I toured with country people, country artists, and now I'm here
Yeah,
doing what I
yeah.
love.
Yeah, it's good fun.
We've talked about instruments and whatnot, but what about singing? What do you have any instruction on singing at all?
Oh yeah,
Is
any
it
singing
just
teachers?
No, I mean,
Because your voice is great. It's awesome.
thank you.
So where'd that come from?
I have no idea, to be honest.
Your parents don't
none
sing.
of my parents.
Nobody's
sing.
musical in your family.
Yeah.
My older sister can sing, and so can my younger sister.
Okay.
In all fairness, but I've never had a singing lesson before.
Interesting?
I'd like to start some vocal coaching just to smoothen the
Sarah
edges
is actually a vocal teacher.
yeah.
I am. That's why I ask. So I get curious about these things.
But no, I haven't had any kind of instruction. I've had a bit from music teachers, or
Yeah.
I sing in chapel choir.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so obviously it all needs to be quite perfect for that.
Do you read music?
Kind of,
Yeah.
I can like follow the notes just
Yeah.
about.
Have you had a music theory class in school?
Yeah, I went to some music theory lessons, and I can't remember what I learned, but I could probably apply the knowledge.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
not-
right.
Yeah, some people, it is its own language, and some people rely on that heavily.
Yeah.
And then there's very, very famous people that can't read a note,
Yeah, yeah.
and they can sit in and play with other musicians. Do you play any cover tunes?
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah, I mean,
So that's really your training on guitar, is you're learning other songs.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
learning
I mean,
song structure.
there are so many
chords.
songs that you hear on the radio, and you can simplify it down to just a few really beautiful chords, and then you can almost go in the complete opposite direction that the producer went and on the final track
Yeah.
that you hear.
Right.
You go the complete opposite direction and make it really original. And it's interesting because I think that you find your sound when you're covering people, but you're putting your own originality into that.
Of course.
Absolutely.
That's how you
Absolutely.
find that's how I found my sound.
You get your style from that.
Yeah, I found that by covering Ed Sheeran songs,
Yeah.
I make it a bit less folky and a bit more kind of alternative,
Yeah. And I've always said that you can take any song, whether it's heavy metal, hip hop, country,
Sure.
anything, play it on piano, and it's
Yeah.
good. Play it on acoustic guitar, just solo,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
no production, And if it's a good song, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't do that with a song, it's just
It's not worth it. Yeah.
Right.
I heard Lady Gaga on a radio show, and it was just her and a piano, and
She's great.
I'd only heard her production stuff, you
Yeah.
know, and she's very famous, but I didn't give her a lot of respect because I'm like, oh, it's a lot of production, a lot of
Right.
producers,
Yeah, no.
and then she was playing piano, and it was beautiful, and I was hooked.
I think she's
totally hooked.
one of the best musicians alive.
Agreed.
She's incredible.
And songwriters.
Yeah, no, she's an incredible.
We're gonna have her
songwriter.
on next season.
Wow.
That would be a great. Yeah,
That would be crazy.
that'd be awesome.
So, what would you say is your favorite cover song then to perform in front of people? Because I definitely have my favorites. So,
I have
Every
a.
single
I enjoy covering songs that aren't very famous.
Right.
I really enjoy. I mentioned Phil Plested beforehand, and he has some songs. There's one song he wrote called "Either You Love Me or You Don't," and it is one of my favorite songs in the world. It's so
Nice.
good, and I sing that one a lot because it's just,
do you pretty much do it every gig?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those.
That's one of
you know,
those. Yeah.
yeah. If I don't play it, people are like, "Huh, where's that other song he always plays every time?" But yeah, no, I just, to be honest, I love everything that Phil Plested does. He's, you know, I wouldn't touch any of his music. I just think it's pretty perfect. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
So, when you're traveling from the UK to here, do you bring a guitar with you and everything, or do you kind of have two of everything?
Yeah,
How does that
I
work?
travel. I love traveling with
Yeah.
my guitar. I like walking through the airport
Isn't
with
that
my
fun?
guitar, and people
Yeah.
are
It
like,
is cool.
great.
Drummers don't get that feeling. If I carry my sticks, I look like a total jerk.
No, but you can carry all those massive round hard cases. For
I
the
have
kick
the
drum.
cases up there.
Yeah,
and
you
I don't
can
want to
just,
carry
like,
those.
wheel them
Yeah, that
around.
sounds like a
It
terrible idea.
it's work when you have a cart with drums on it in the
Yeah.
airport.
Yeah.
Not good.
Great. That's
I love when you see those massive touring bands and they all have those massive like hard cases filled with
The
all
flight cases, yeah.
yeah, filled with their sound desks and all their instruments and everything,
Yep.
and they're all just pushing them around. It just looks so cool.
that's great.
Yeah.
Did you see the Bohemian Rhapsody movie?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, I saw it.
I thought it was great. Wow. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
You didn't see it? You didn't like
No,
it?
I watched it.
You didn't like it?
I mean,
I have a hard time watching somebody pretend to be somebody else.
Okay, that's
I mean-
another podcast.
yeah.
Well, but obviously Freddie Mercury couldn't do the part, but
Well, yeah.
but I don't know. I'm very,
I felt like there were parts in that movie that didn't quite do him justice.
Yeah.
Like they didn't show the proper songwriting process.
Right.
He just
They
all
had
of a
to skip
sudden,
a lot
all
because
of
of
a
the
sudden
time.
they just had
Right.
these songs, and Bohemian Rhapsody wasn't written like that,
Right.
was it? It was long process.
Yeah.
And
But we're musicians looking at it that way.
That's the thing that I was
To
just
somebody
going
that's
to
just
say,
a music
yeah.
fan,
Oh, yeah,
I'm sure
no.
it was extremely enjoyable.
no, it was a good
it was
movie,
still
definitely,
amazing. Yeah, don't get me
We're
wrong.
kind
I
of
just-
numb to the process and stuff.
Yeah, actually, the band that you hear on the tracks, they came to my school because they're a cover band. They're one of the what were they called, like impersonation bands.
Tribute
Yeah,
band.
tribute band.
that's
Yeah.
one. And yeah, they came to the school, and the lead
Wow.
singer has an incredible voice.
He would have to.
Amazing, yeah. So everything you hear on that,
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
it's
That's
really
crazy.
cool.
That's good to know.
Wow.
So, Tom, is there anybody that's really famous that you've met in your life?
Oh,
You're only 14, so this is...
I can't remember. I know a guy who played rhythm guitar for the band EMF. Are you
Oh, I do know EMF.
unbelievable?
Yeah, you're unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote that song, and
Oh, well, that's kind of cool.
he writes for like Beyonce and Rihanna.
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
he's incredible.
And how did you meet him?
He was his son was in my year at school.
Oh,
and
interesting.
And I met him because my dad became friends with him because my dad was the headmaster of that school. So,
Right.
yeah, and then I'm sure there are other famous people I've met. I just can't remember.
What about concerts that you've been to at all? Where
Yeah, I've been to an Ed Sheeran concert.
maybe you waited and
Oh.
near to the backstage to try to meet someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been to a few concerts, like a guy called Tom Walker, who's up
Okay.
and coming now. In the next 5 years, he'll be like
Yeah.
a big name. And I've waited at the back of his concert before.
Awesome.
I saw him. I didn't meet him properly, but and then I know the guy who opened for him on that particular
wow,
occasion.
yeah.
So I've met him, but he's not really going anywhere at the moment, unfortunately. Although he's incredible.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you'll be the one doing the concerts pretty soon.
Yeah.
So
That's
we'll
the
be waiting
dream.
backstage to see you.
Maybe.
Guess I'm staying up tonight to wipe the teardrops from your eyes. Does it do this when you're feeling low, like I do? And it's been messing with my mind, the fact you'd rather him than I. It never hurts you like he does, I swear it. But I guess that's just part of it all. I've tried too hard to be let down. Your soul has broken mine without a doubt. If I could have another chance, I swear I'd never break your heart again. Never break your heart again. So I heard you told a friend of mine what went wrong between your heart and mine. Just looking back and it hurts you like it hurts me. Girl, I never thought I'd have to say, without you I don't feel the same. And baby, you will worth this pain, you know it. But I guess that's just part of it all. I've tried too hard to be let down. Your soul has broken mine without a doubt. If I could have another chance, I swear I'd never break your heart again. Never break your heart again. Well, I've tried too hard to be let down. Your soul has broken mine without a doubt. If I could have another chance, I swear I'd never break your heart again. Never break your heart again.
Be sure and visit our website at musicstudiolive.com. There you'll find all of our social media links. You're tuned in to Music Studio Live. So, Tom, I want to thank you. It's been awesome
thank you
making
so
some
much.
music with you today.
Thank you so much.
From one 14-year-old to another, you're on your path, buddy. You're on your way.
Great. Thank you.
So anything we can ever do to help out, just feel free to reach out to us.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Meow, meow. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our podcast. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel now, and then hit the little bell icon for future updates. Music Studio Live is a live performance podcast that also talks with singers, songwriters, and music makers about music, songwriting, and life.